Oh, we just gonna steal my ish.
And we
Heard
back
you.
for
No, that was
another
for the baby
Sunday.
too.
I know, right?
Back at it again. We're on episode
Word Mass
9,
Pigeon.
ladies.
Yes.
Hey, moving it
Episode
along.
9.
Who'd have thunk we would have made it this far without me killing the two of yous?
You mean us killing you?
Right,
Duh.
facts.
Pish posh. No one want to kill Word.
Let's start off with shouting out who's in the chat. We see BX. Who else do we see? The Above Average Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to their YouTube. Jim, what's up?
We got Jim in the building.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the baby was watching, so I had to give him his little perm.
Right. He was like, I don't want that from Hella. He wants it from Word.
Okay,
Please.
Word, then why you ain't done it yet?
Exactly. Too late.
Right.
We don't care anymore.
Because Hella stole it. That's why.
The moment has
Whatever.
passed. Hey, Kay.
Kay in the building.
Here you go, Jim acting early.
Oh, Lord.
Bro,
Jim, cut it out.
you crazy.
Boy,
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Discuss. I am Hella Laced, aka Hella Yams.
It's your
Who's
favorite
next?
customizer. Word Customs in the building. You know I'm always next and Danny's always last. You know what it is.
Because they saved the best for last. So we got Danny Nicole, aka Caramel Wonder, hashtag Tech Day, Sock Lady, and let's get into it.
Hashtag does it
Word.
sizzle.
Hashtag fell asleep
Hashtag
during all
does
your
it.
names.
Oh, the hate. Such a
Right.
shame.
Me no hates. Oh, I mean,
You do hate.
I can't tell.
look,
I can't call it.
Danny, you want to start off our episode talking about the versus battle?
honey.
Okay. First of all, who called for that?
2 Chainz.
Right.
I was like, when they announced it, yeah, I'm cool on that. I mean, I'm not gonna knock either one of the artists. I was never like a big 2 Chainz fan or a big Rick Ross fan. I mean, there are some songs that, I hear them come on the radio. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it up, doing 90 miles an hour down the highway. But it was like a battle of features. Like I felt like that versus battle should have been like should have had 2 poles in the background with
Been a
some
strip club concert.
yeah that's how I felt.
I feel like that's a highlight weekend in Miami for some kind of Memorial Day event at KOD. Like that's what it was. And like I love both of their music, but it was basically all of DJ Khaled's albums. And like and they were just like sitting. Rick Ross is getting massaged. Like his shirt came off before I knew it. Like I'm just like, what is going on?
They had girls twerking.
Essential workers twerking.
Yes, but I felt like that's what was missing, like the 2 poles in the background with the girls spinning on them, because it was like a bunch of features. Like it wasn't doing it for me. I don't know about anybody in the chat. Like it was a snooze fest kind of. I felt.
Yeah, it was very dull.
I loved it.
Hated it.
I was jamming. Well, I didn't like the whole thing, and honestly, I've said this many times. I think Little John and T-Pain is going to be a hard act to follow. Even the DMX and Snoop Dogg one, that's a hard act to follow. So how and who I really want to know who decided that Rick Ross was compatible with 2 Chainz. Like,
I mean, but it fit. Like,
it fit.
Rick Ross does have more probably studio albums, or maybe not more, but more notable studio albums. But they are both kind of like I do like Rick Ross's music, but I like more of his features better. And it's like these are people you look for. Like they add something to a song, but they don't make the song necessarily. Because you see, like most of Rick Ross's hits are like featuring Drake, really. Like So it's not like they can do it by themselves. It's kind of like, as big of a star as Rihanna is, she can't really do a concert by herself.
Right.
She
Like
has to
I
have
feel like
somebody with her.
I only know one person that straight up banged Rick Ross's albums in their car, and that's probably my brother. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
your brother. He was
like,
playing that last album for like eternity. You turn his car on, and that's the only thing playing.
yeah, BX, you didn't miss much. You could go back and catch it on YouTube. I feel like it wasn't one of their, I guess, better ones. I mean, everything technically wise was okay, it was smooth. But I just felt like it just wasn't there. The energy wasn't there. It was real like dead in the room. Like they was real
It was
lazy.
real
I don't know.
awkward in the beginning too for a second.
Yeah,
Kick.
yeah.
Hey Mel.
I didn't feel the energy at
Mel,
all.
what's up? Yeah, it was more so like if you got an hour to kill and you want some background music and you want to dance alone in your room, you can go ahead and put it on. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't like, and there's not supposed to be much visually, but it was just like the vibe was all like they were in two separate places. Like, I don't know.
Right, right.
It was just,
And then the whole like we're brothers, I love you type of shit. Just
right.
I'm like,
hey, right.
I don't even know that anybody was keeping score.
hey,
Right, so
Jeezy.
what? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I really want to know though who would like all of the suggestions they had. Like, where did this one come from?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like now artists are nominating themselves because they bored.
Right. Like I feel like they like, but what about me? But what
Right.
about me?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got the material, like
Hey,
back there.
you know what might have been more compatible and more entertaining? Rick Ross versus Fat Joe.
I don't know. And I think Rick Ross lacks personality. Like,
Yeah. He's a bad mellow.
Obviously, the personality of that whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't know. It wasn't much energy in the room, so it just wasn't doing it for me like all the rest of them were. It was just like like for like where it said for like a stripper setup. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
2 poles in the back. You got a bunch of people with alcohol throwing dollars. I get it, but this just wasn't it for a versus battle for me.
Big, who's that? Fat Joe versus Buster. I don't know. I feel like Buster's got. Well, Fat Joe do got like a catalog.
I think I agree with Kick on that one.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know.
I'm gonna need BX to let the Shakira go.
I feel like lyrically, Buster is way above Fat Joe.
I mean, for the culture,
Fat Joe's got bangers. Yeah, it would be entertaining definitely because they both definitely got like a bunch of bangers that were definitely like long running bangers. So I rock with it.
And I think as far as like energy, this definitely would be a good one after following the one that we just saw.
Nobody can match Buster's energy. First of all, like
I don't know. He don't slow down a bit because he looked like he ate hip hop. So I don't know.
Here you go. Here you go,
Danny.
But
he put on a little weight, a little pounds.
The energy I think would definitely be there. It'd be something that we would need for like a pick me up following this one that we just saw.
Right.
But moving on from that,
anybody up next? Any talks?
I haven't seen, but I know that Rakim did call out Big Daddy Kane. He put up a black and white photo with B, with him and Big Daddy Kane, like, what's up? So I think that would be a good one, especially for the culture. What you think?
I want to see a ladies versus another one.
I said more so Big Daddy Kane. I mean, not Big Daddy Kane. Eric B and Rakim versus EPMD maybe. But I wouldn't mind a ladies. I wouldn't mind a triple versus Janae Aiko, Kehlani, and Her Music. Fire!
Now you can't do. Hey Polo, you can't do a triple versus. No.
Why not? That would be epic.
That's way too much good music in one room.
Exactly. That would be a
No.
whole
And
vibe. It'd
then
be incense
the other
burning,
two artists
weed
have a
smoking.
bigger catalog than her. My bad word. I didn't mean to talk over you,
Mm,
but I feel
no, you
like
good. I mean, yes and no. Like, I mean, her catalog isn't probably extensive as them, but I mean, her whole album is pretty much a bang. I mean, I think it could work.
Who? What we talking
Her,
about? Her?
yeah. Don't roll your eyes. Don't roll your eyes. I mean, well,
Bruh.
with it being 3, they could cut it down to like 10 songs, and then it could be fair.
No. We can't be doing a versus battle with 3 people.
no,
I
it's
think
not
we
fair.
can. Yes,
Kaylani is
DJ
Bay,
Mel.
and she's
She
from the
is.
same city that I grew up in. Just
Yeah,
saying.
which means nothing but trouble.
Right.
First of all,
Like Jersey said, triple is unfair.
Yeah, it
Polo,
is.
what up? And we will not be watching Sammy versus Omarion. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not about to say-
Wait. OTB said Omarion versus Mario.
that would be fair.
Hmm.
That would be fair. So we can listen to Icebox Touch and Let Me Love You, I guess, you know. There
Yo,
you go.
Kay, I'm with you on that. If we could get Mary J and Little Kim to do a dance battle, I'm here for
Bruh.
it. Baby. What I
I'm not
say,
bumbling with the B or skipping out at the cookout with Auntie Mary in no dance battle.
Yo.
No.
that battle would be classic for some meme material. The memes that would stem from that versus battle would be ridiculous. Can you
Look,
imagine?
Mary just recovered from that Burger King commercial stuff. So leave Mary alone. Like
She said,
B2K
leave
versus
Mary
Immature.
alone.
No. Nobody wants to see either of those.
See Diddy versus Mary? That'd be another good one. I'm with
Y'all
it.
is Aggie. Y'all is Aggie.
Hey, Tommy, we talk about this all the time. Like, who would we actually watch on a versus battle?
Chris Brown and Drake.
I wish they could agree on that. Monica and
Oh, Brandy?
Brandy.
I mean,
Hey,
Brandy put out the new
Brandy.
album. Tell her to stop stunting. She should have did it leading up to her album drop, and it would have been buzz. Because I listened to a couple songs of the album, and they're good. I just haven't listened to the whole album, so why not? You got an album coming out. Versus is the best way to promote that.
Right.
You know, Monica going through her divorce. She need to get over it with some entertaining activities. Why not?
True.
She said, kick down your door and smack your chick.
Apparently, she ain't smacking no chick. She just smacked the dude and kicked him out.
Yo, you Aggie.
He probably needed it. He needed that ass whooping.
I mean, yeah, he was like a Chris Brown clone, so you know he ain't nothing but trouble.
That's one that I'm waiting for. Breezy and Usher. Can we get that
Man.
going, please? Somebody holla at Swiss. Somebody holla at Timberland.
I'm about to
Who
do
I
my
gotta get on the
own
line?
Breezy. I'm about to do my own Breezy versus Usher versus if they don't stop playing.
We ain't asked you because that's totally biased. You doing it.
How is it biased? I like them both.
No.
You see
Absolutely.
45 Chris Brown
whole lot.
concerts.
It doesn't matter how many concerts I've been to. It's not my fault I haven't been to an Usher
He's a
concert.
Chris Brown stan, so
Yes.
we're moving on.
I'm a stan of good music.
Okay, they not fish platters. She making chicken platters.
First of all,
Fish
y'all
too
gonna stop.
expensive.
You gonna stop coming for Keisha like she ain't
Ooh,
the soundtrack.
she gave
Everybody's
you the
broken
clap.
up. Yes, y'all know y'all was in there.
Said,
singing,
baby.
you should have cheated. Don't act like you wasn't in your room crying singing that song
Nah,
before.
K
I
Michelle
definitely
is
was not.
the new Keisha Cole.
Yeah, she kind of is.
They always said.
Monica waiting on C Murder. She gonna be waiting for a while.
So now we're gonna talk about the music video that everybody's watching. And first of all, let me just preface this by saying I blame Word fully for the fact that I keep saying the name of this song, not abbreviated.
What's the name of the song?
Nope, don't do it. I got it out of my system because I wasn't gonna say it on the live. But
what you waiting for?
According to the music video, it's wet and gushy. That is not what the letters spell.
Right. I didn't know you spelled gushy with the P, but hey.
It's that new.
But
Mm.
it dropped on Friday, and in 24 hours, it had 37 million views. But the funny part about it is, Word made a comment about the music video, right? Word, what was your comment?
I made a comment about the video.
Yes,
Oh, about kids.
kids and you.
First of all, don't put my business in these streets. Second of all, yes, I said after the video's release, I'm gonna need everyone to knock on their kid's door before opening before going into their room, because that is spank bait material for the next 2 months or so.
And this is why it's her fault that I even watched the music video, because I probably wouldn't have watched it.
If I
But
didn't say it was spank bank material,
I watched it with my parents.
Jazzy, what did you
right?
think it stood for?
So I said, oh, right. I said it's spank bank material. So she says, hey, mom, dad, want to watch this?
Yes, she showed it to her parents.
I did. I did indeed show it to them. You know, they're fans of the music. But it was pretty funny. I laughed because they were like glued to the screen, and I honestly I watched it before they watched it, but when watching it with them, they didn't even react. It was just like, oh, I reacted. I was like, dang, this is a music video. But
I mean, but
um,
just like I've been seeing like the reviews, like the people that are talking about it, particularly on like Twitter and Facebook and stuff.
mhm.
And it's so funny to see all these people like my age that are having their opinions on this video, and they clutching their pearls and saying it's setting women back hundreds of years and this, that, and the third. I'm like, but y'all grew up on Little Kim. Like, what's the difference? I don't understand. There's no real difference as
It's
far as
because
the
people are
raw
more
raunchiness.
sensitive nowadays.
Right. I don't understand. Like, why is everyone so sensitive? It's two women
Because
talking about
it's
sexuality.
it's two women, and it's too quote unquote raunchy. Like, it's just it's a society. Like, the
They're
dudes can talk
singing
about
about the
anything.
shit that these women do in private. So
All right.
Right.
But like Danny made a good point about something she read where they said someone said Janae Aiko says the same thing, just in a whisper. It's
Just
actual
she's
facts.
petite,
Like, if if
and she
if
says it in a whisper.
yeah, if anybody listens to Janae Aiko's music faithfully, like, she's always talking about something explicit, just in a way
And
that you have to be high to really know what she's saying. Like,
and that's why I understand why this particular video is getting so much backlash. There's so many women that speak about this in their music in general, and it's women owning their sexuality. I don't see the problem in it.
right. Like, look,
mhm.
bruh, if what was it? Put It in Your Mouth by
Right.
Akinelli, like, that was worse than any song ever. We were singing that at the party.
I
Hello, that was like
was.
the turn up song when that came
Right.
on.
That and what, My Neck, My Back. Like, bruh.
Hello,
Like,
exactly.
my neck,
So
like Kaya, My Neck, My Back is way worse than this song.
why
Like,
everybody clutching pearls all of a sudden behind this particular
Yeah.
video?
because we're in quarantine and we don't want to be subjected to it. Is it? Everybody's bored, so everybody wants to have a cause.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm gonna need them to get
But
over it.
the biggest problem is people trying to stay relevant off of this video. Why is Carol Baskins coming out saying anything? Carol Baskins came out to make complaints about the cats used in this video as if they were really in the room. Everybody knows they were, computer put in. But she's complaining about the fact that, cats being used on a green screen have to be used by the cat pimps of the world, and they get put down, and now everybody's going to think they should have a tiger. Like, nothing about that video made me care to go buy a tiger. Like, that's the last
Exactly.
thing. That's the last thing you're thinking
Exactly.
about watching this video.
I don't know where she lives, but where I live, I don't think no average Joe Schmo from the hood is gonna go into the wild jungle to capture this lion and to bring him back to the project somewhere. Like, it ain't gonna happen. We're not doing that. I
Right.
don't think that it makes people think that they should have cats or tigers, whatever, in their homes.
Okay, get out.
Facts, exactly. She making this statement and coming at people next, but you fed your whole husband to one. Like, cut it out.
Right. So on top of that, do you think that the whole Kylie petition added to the views? Or was it after 24 hours? So yeah, apparently there's a petition.
Kylie added to the views in general.
Right. So there's like 50,000 signatures for people petitioning for Kylie. 50,000, right?
57,000. Yep.
57,000. Like, why was that an immediate thing?
Because they feel like Kylie is a culture vulture. But in an interview, Cardi talked about why she chose who she chose. And she said she chose one, like, influencers, which is what Kylie is. And she wanted to include a bunch of influencers and other artists that she actually listens to. But honestly, I think Kylie being in the music video had a lot to do with her friendship with Meg. And so, you know, I'm not mad that they included Kylie. That was my favorite part of the music video. But I think to go on choice.org or whatever and create a petition is a bit much. Like, you really, after 37 million views, now you want to remove her?
Right. I mean, there's a bunch of videos with random people in it for no reason. Like, I'm still trying to understand why, what's her name, was in Beyonce's video, the tennis player. Why can't I think Serena?
Because they're friends.
Right. So that's it. What are you going to do but put your friends in your video? Isn't that the purpose of becoming famous? You do what you want.
You gotta
put my peoples in the video.
A bunch of people locked down on house arrest or quarantine, whatever we want to call it, with nothing else to do but be in front of their computer. So they got time. And this is why the petitions came. That and the distaste
what is going
for
on with this Jordan Woods
Kardashian
thing?
plan.
Is there something I missed about some Jordan Woods news that BX and OTB is going in on?
I don't know. I know OTB kept bringing up the name Jordan Woods.
A lot of people are talking about Jordan Woods' body or something like that. It was trending. I didn't really
talk about the size difference between Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion? Jesus Christ, that is an Amazon woman, baby.
Right. Like, low key, I don't condone Tory shooting Meg, but I totally understand that small man could not fight. That, like, he wasn't moving nothing. She probably picked him up by his head and was like, "Look here," and he panicked because she's massive.
Like, good Lord, Cardi B looked like a little rag doll standing next to her. I don't know, but I think it was. I enjoyed the video, but again, the banter going back and forth between the masses is what got me. Like, I don't get it.
Oh, Jordan Woods breaks the internet. Video of her. Cut out.
All right.
Wow.
It says Jordan Woods breaks the internet with video of her lymphatic drainage booty massage.
Oh Lord. Yes, Kay.
Like,
it definitely looked like the mom walking her kid to camp. Because I was like, good Lord, this chick is massive standing next to Cardi B.
Right.
But what is Meg? Meg is how tall is she? Is she like 6 feet? 200
I have
something
to send
pounds?
this to you guys.
That's a lot of women.
Look.
They have the video on this article. I just sent it to you guys.
We'll check it out.
5'10" flat feet, put some heels on her. We're gonna give her about 6.
I was gonna put it on the line, but I don't want to get our video flagged.
Right. I would open it right now, but I don't want to have to tune out. So
here you go.
It's like a 2. It's not even that long.
Focus.
You can't distract words. You can't do 2 things at once.
I'm not a multitasker.
I see that.
Multitask.
Yeah, she definitely is an Amazon, but I'm here for it. Right. She's definitely a beautiful piece of art.
Right.
Agreed.
I ain't mad at her.
Man.
That is what it is. Let's talk about the cameos. So we know that Kylie Jenner was in Hey Artez, Kylie Jenner was in there, but there was also Normani, Rosalía, Ruby Rose, Mulatto, and Sukihana.
I only saw Normani.
Right. Like, where was that? I must have blinked too hard, too long.
Basically.
Yeah, if you weren't paying attention, I think you'd miss a few of them. I think they showed Normani the longest.
Yeah. So
Um,
where was Ruby Rose?
Yeah.
I'm,
What
I'm about to
section of the
go.
video
I'm
was
about
she
to
in?
Google it.
she said I'm about to Google it.
Yep.
Oh,
But
they
like,
said
I
she
don't
was at the end.
understand. Why do you have cameos to have them in there for like 2 seconds?
Right.
Space fillers. I don't know.
I'm
Space
just like,
fillers.
dang. I saw them and then they were gone.
And I would have liked to see
Basically.
Ruby Rose a lot longer. She's pretty. That's a beautiful face. DJ Melby said it was hard to focus on one person.
Oh, that's why. It's not the Ruby Rose I'm thinking of.
Oh,
It's some other model rapper chick who I don't
oh,
know.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I thought it was
no.
Ruby Rose, like the
It's
actress
Ruby with
from
an I,
Orange is the
not
New
a
Black. Oh,
Ruby. Yeah,
sorry
Oh,
about
that's
that.
why.
I thought it was the other Ruby Rose. Blah.
bro. I'm
Waste of
dead.
my time. Waste of my Google search time. I'm upset. I need those 10 seconds of my life back.
Yes.
Bro. Word. Go ahead and talk about your artist spotlight. And
Oh,
then
we're
we'll
moving on to that.
corner. Yes.
Okay. My artist spotlight this week is Vaname Soul. This is a person I've been following for quite a while. I want to say like maybe 2015, 2016. Anyways, I don't even know how I came across him. I can't remember. It's been that long. But he was actually a person who was streaming on Twitch. He's the first Copic. If anybody knows, Copic markers are like they're like paint markers. The tips are kind of like brushes. He's the
Hmm.
first Copic artist. He customizes Vans mainly, but he has done some Jordans or things. But like and he's doing this with markers on this canvas. Like he has a whole process, and like he obviously he's into anime and video games, so that's the majority of his work. But he does like portraits and all kinds of stuff. But like he's doing this with markers, and like he blends with these markers. And the cool thing I liked about him, like his prices were super low for the amount that he gives. Like he goes live and streams on Twitch. um he records him doing the shoes, and he does a time lapse video of the recording of him making the shoes for the people, and he includes it on a thumb drive with his shoes. So you can basically rewatch him doing his shoes. But I mean, he's super dope, and he's paired with Copic to basically teach people how to do this. So there's a lot of people branching into customizing on bands using the Copic markers. He's made his
Mm.
own little team so he can showcase artists. But a lot of people are starting to get into the Twitch thing. He actually hit me up and was trying to push me to stream on Twitch. Like I guess there's a lot of upcoming people doing shoes now. It's not just video games. So I'm gonna
Mm.
look into it. But yeah, I mean his prices are good. All his info is gonna be in the description. But like his artwork is like top notch,
Look at
super
that.
top
It
notch.
looks
Like it looks like a freaking painting.
crazy.
Like, and he's doing this with markers. Like, and if you just
Yes.
like go and watch any of his videos, like he has Vaname tutorials where he probably has some videos up. Like you can
Hmm.
just see the
Look at
amount
this
of
is
work he
on
does into
Yeezys. Do
blending.
you know the textures of Yeezys?
Oh wow, you
That's
did that
right.
on Yeezys? Yeah. Like all Copic markers. I mean, he does use some paint sometimes. Like I know he did a pair of Jordan 1s. I can't remember what he did on them, but like just like amazing artwork, the blending, the quality. He also does the thing I liked about him, like he was always trying to give back. So like when he was taking, donations or fan subscriptions, he was giving out a print every month, and he would do a raffle for a free shoe every month to all the
That's dope.
subscribers. Yeah, so he's
That's
a really
dope.
cool guy. He's super young. He's like 29. He's out in San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
His girlfriend is an artist too. She's a tattoo artist. Like her work is just as clean, but in tattoo form. So I mean, hit them both up.
Just a different canvas. Just putting it on
Basically.
skin.
Like if I feel like
That's
taking a
dope.
trip to Texas, I might get a pace. I might get a pace. I need some ink.
There you go.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys I wanted to bring up the no limit thing about the music. But
Go ahead.
oh yeah. Just did anybody watch? I didn't watch it yet. I recorded it, but they had BET is doing like a documentary series, so they did
Hmm.
the No Limit 5-part. I think the last 2 parts are coming up, And Wednesday, that Rough Rider 5-part documentary, I will be watching that every night live. I can't wait for that. Like, just it's just super dope how they're highlighting. But I definitely want to watch the No Limit one because I mean, I wasn't a super No Limit fan, but I definitely would like to see how Master P built his empire because he was definitely like ruling everything at one point.
During our time, yeah, he was.
Yeah, so I definitely want to watch how everything happened and see what happened with C Murder and all that good stuff. But Rough Rider one is a must. Like anybody knows, like Rough Rider was like my whole high school and beginning of college career. Every summer, everybody out here on motorcycles, just how they changed the culture, the music, everything. So definitely Wednesday. I would think Wednesday at 9 on BET is going to be the first episode. So everybody check that out.
Facts. They did have a roster of artists. They did.
I love Silk the Shocker and his no rapping on beat ass, but there's just something about him. Like Silk the Shocker was pretty underrated.
He was. So our sneaker corner topic today is why is it so hard to cop?
Baby.
Baby, I feel like it's been hard since like before the para dunks.
I mean, if you don't have a bot, you ain't copping online.
Is right, and that's what it seems like. But then if everybody has a bot, it's going to be the battle of the bots, and I don't know how well that's going to go over. But like I'm definitely starting to feel the pains where I used to like my sneakers app was always good to me. At least, one of them. But like I can't get anything. I always catch L's when it comes to sneakers. I don't win many raffles. I sure don't. I don't think I've ever won like a sneakers and stuff raffle. I don't know anybody who has. Maybe one person. I haven't in like 4 years ever won anything on sneakers and stuff. But I did get lucky with the Woodstack raffle for the snakeskins. I had given up all hope, and then I got like this little DM, and I was like, "What? Oh my god! I actually won something! I get to purchase a pair of shoes." Oh, but I think it's just everybody being home on their computers and people getting crafty and joining these cook groups, and that's just it. Like if you ain't got a bot, I don't know what you're gonna do because you can't win on Foot Locker. The Foot sites that registration with the new app with the Flex is trash, hot garbage.
Like, bro, when we used to have to go to the stores and check in, I at least won one pair somewhere. Now I feel like with this Flex thing, I'm spending points, and I'm getting nothing. Like not even on stuff that seems like it's semi like general release. It's just like nothing. Like, but you definitely have to be basically glued to your phone because I mean, one semi good thing is that they keep restocking a lot of stuff, but you still can't catch it because people with bots have monitors. So it's like as soon as it goes back into stock, it's just eating up.
Yep.
And like, I mean, up until this weekend, I thought all these local raffles and stuff was BS, but apparently I got bit by the good luck bug. So I'm gonna enjoy it while I can. I mean, I won an IG raffle. I won the Sean Witherspoon Asics. I won the Japan Airs, and I won a raffle for Danny for the tie-dyes. So I'm on a streak.
Notice how I got no W's in that sentence.
I got the.
I'm just kidding.
I'm about to say, what did I get for you? I can't remember.
You guys got the Flints for me.
No, I got something else. A 1 for you.
For who? Hella
was it like the.
The purple ones.
The purple core purple.
Yes.
2.0.
Yeah.
See, and I sat on Foot Locker until 2 p.m.
You know I appreciate you.
But it's definitely E1 Kick said the culture vultures have taken over. Like I think it's been worse since the pandemic because everyone is in the house and everyone needs to find ways of making money because not everyone is working. And I mean, we can't get mad at them because they got to feed their family and pay their bills. But at the same time, it just sucks for us, the people that want the shoe to add to our collection because we're going to wear the shoe. It definitely makes me want to side eye everybody like, Whatever. I know you got to get your coin, but could you at least leave a shoe on the shelf for me, please?
I don't even know
Right.
that it's I don't even know that it's everybody selling stuff. I feel like it's a lot of people with this extra money that was happening. People are buying stuff like for the toe. I mean, there are a lot of new pop-up resellers, overnight because like you said, people have to figure out a way to make their money. But I feel like honestly, if you're just getting started during this pandemic in the resale game, it's too little, too late.
But people
But
been doing it because
it's also
they're
the
getting over with
raffles.
the raffles. Yes.
Right. Yeah, the raffles are sparking people because some of my reseller homies are telling me they doing like 5K per sale because people are buying them just to raffle them off.
Yeah.
So, and like my boy told me somebody doing a raffle made 30K in a month. So, I mean, how long? I think this raffle stuff is about to be here to stay. I mean, I raffled off a couple of things, but not for, no extensive amount. It's just an easier way than having to haggle or deal with somebody trying to, scam you or whatever. And it gives somebody the opportunity to have something for a cheaper price during these times. So, I mean, that's how I see it. It's a good thing. But, I mean, people are banking. Like just think
I'm
about some of those, like, $25, 25 slot raffles where it's like $500 for something you could probably buy for like 300 on stock.
Kev said it keeps me from buying shoes just to buy them. I'll pay the resale if I need to for something that I really want. The apps aren't nice. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
definitely if it's something that you really, really want, people will pay the price for it. Or, the plus side to us having all these shoes back here, the hoarding that we do, you can use this to barter and trade for things that you want. But it does kind of suck when you always have to trade a shoe to get a shoe, or trade a couple of pairs of shoe to get a shoe, or have to pay that high ticket. It's like, can I get a shoe for just box price for once in a while?
Right.
And then E1 said everybody copping pairs to make $5 off. I mean, that was before. I feel like now, E1, with everyone doing the online raffles, they're making well above $5
Right.
off a pair of shoes. Because like I've seen people like on Instagram doing these. They're pairing up with the people with the larger accounts to get the viewing, to get the people in there on the live to sell these shoes. And then when I go to their account, they be like somebody who just started Instagram like yesterday. They got like 45 followers, but they
Right.
got lucky and came up on some shoes or had some money to get some shoes.
Shout out to the I want to say the originator, but the main guy, the bro Scooter Love. Follow him on Instagram. He's the one who's been doing like he does cash games pretty much every night. Like $10 get you 100. He does $10 slots, 15 slots, you win 100. He does I think $30 slots, 10 slots get you 200, and he does $50 slots. 50 get you 500. I'm not sure how many slots, but he's been doing the cash games, and they do like that. And he be giving out like shoes uh um like Chunky Dunks and freaking the why can't I think of what they were? Grateful Dead Dunks. Like they be doing some hype stuff. And then they also have, some regular stuff where they'll do it like a lower price. But I mean I saw a raffle for the Dior's where it was I think it was
Yeah.
$500. It was $500 a slot.
And man, that hurts. If you join that raffle and you don't hit, it's like, yo, I just spent $5 on like nothing. But I guess it's a gamble. It's like going to the casino and wasting $500. Kev said I gotta trust someone extra hard to do that. Yeah, that was a question of mine. Is like, are these shoes legit? I mean, pretty much the
Right.
people that I've seen that I've been on their lives when they do the raffles, like
Mm,
I know the people in their circle, and these people do get shoes. Like they got
mm.
managers in boutiques and in some of the foot sites in their pockets, so they do get the shoes. Now, some of these people that just came up out of the wind, like 5 minutes ago, your page didn't exist. Yeah,
Right.
nah,
Like Scooter is definitely legit. Like this guy is the ultimate hustler. He'd be all over New
right,
York City. He'd be all
right,
over anywhere he can to get shoes to, do this raffle. So I'll definitely vouch for Scooter. Anybody
yeah,
else, I've heard of some people having some fakes that they'll couple in there. And it's unfortunate. But I mean that's with anything. Even if you buy from like a store, you never know how legit it is. Like I mean, when I used to shop downtown Newark, I heard about some stores downtown Newark who were going to New York to Canal Street and getting the fakes. So
right,
you really never know. It's all about, you doing the legwork and,
yes,
making sure you have the right information. But
yes,
yeah, it's just another form of gambling to entertain people while they're in the house. I mean, if you go in, like I got the tie-dyes. It was $25 a slot. I did 2 slots and won the tie-dyes where I would have had to spend like $350. So
right. So it works for the consumer, like somebody who doesn't have that $190 to pay for the shoe, but really wants the shoe to have a chance to win that shoe for $25, $30. It's like, hey, I got this Jordan 1, this hype Jordan 1 recent release for $20, and box price is $170 or $190 or whatever it's going for now. But the resellers do make their cut, because I mean, it's only right. They're doing the legwork, right, making the connections to go out there and do that. They may even have to grease a few palms to get in the door, so they got to recoup that as well. So, right. I mean, you can't be mad at them, but it just makes you want to side-eye them a little bit, like, damn, right, like I really wanted that shoe. And now I got to pay you if I wanted $500.
Right. And OTB said 100 slots at $30 a piece. Some do. Like, I mean, but you got to use common sense. Like, I was in a live and someone was doing something like, for a shoe that may be reselling for $300, how they had it set up, it was like you were paying like $800 for the thing, and I was like, you got to make it make sense. Like, I'm not gonna enter a raffle where it's over 15 slots, because I don't want to lessen my chances, and I'm not really gonna do a raffle that's over like $25 to $30 because I don't want to lose out on money. But you just got to make it make sense for yourself. Like, there's some people who enter and they buy 6 slots, and it's like, yeah, you're spending like $60 or $100, but if it outweighs it when you can resell the shoe, it could be worth it. But you also got to know, if you lose, that's just money lost.
Right.
So.
Yep. So as you guys can see, I have some snacks that were sent to me by Shell. Danny and Word also got sent a box of snacks. We've tried Tim Tams. We're big fans of Tim Tams, so we're not gonna try those. But she did send us a bunch of snacks. We're gonna try some of them. I think Danny, you only got one that you're gonna try?
Yeah, I'm gonna try the Chicos. They're chocolate gummies.
I just realized
flavored jelly babies.
Oh yeah, I had those too.
Yeah, I forgot. That raffle was touchy. BX is right in the middle of winning the Switch.
Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna try this one. What are you gonna try, Word?
Should I try the Redskin? What is it? I got the Redskin and the Chomp.
I just realized my dad took my Chomp bar.
Wafer biscuit and caramel. All right, I'm gonna try the Chomp. The Chomp is a wafer biscuit.
What's up with this dude's belly button, though? You see this? What's up with his belly button?
He's got an Audi.
He got like a Buddha belly and this big belly button right here.
Let me make sure Shell didn't send me any expired candy.
Shell, she coming for you.
Shell knows I love her. She would never. I could have got the expired ones probably for Danny.
This is called a violet crumble, and
my gummy definitely has been eating on quarantine. He is fat.
Shell, can you tell us what the violet crumble is?
Y'all stop pulling knives on my guy, BX.
Oh, it said delicious chattering chocolate-coated honeycomb from Australia.
Word, you already started eating it?
No, I just hit my pen so I can get the hunger up. Oh, well, you guys already started eating, apparently.
This is good.
This is weird.
This is hitting. Oh, I'm about to eat Danny's Chomp bar.
This tastes like a brownie in a gummy form.
That sounds awesome. What are you talking about?
It's weird.
It might be
it's weird.
That kind of throws you off, right?
I mean, it's not bad. I like it, but it's weird that it tastes like a brownie, and I want to feel cakey, where I feel
but
chewy.
It's gummy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is hitting. It's like those the wafers I eat, but with caramel and chocolate. Oh, like kind of like a Nutty Buddy bar without the peanut butter.
These taste like a better version of the Tootsie Roll.
You're right. It does. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to send me a bunch of these Chomp bars though.
Right. Now I'm gonna need like 3 Chomp bars next time you
Because it's like
So
they're
this is
mad,
their
like
package.
they're mad light and airy, so
Mhm.
it doesn't make you feel full. Like I feel like I could low-key eat like 12 of these and be sick later.
Yeah, I ate the head off of the gummy.
Nah.
Dillinger, he do look like Hustle Man the gummy. He do though.
Word, you
And the
should try
floor.
the red skin too, though. It's good.
What does it taste like? What is it like? Chocolatey or
Look at him.
No, it's a fruity.
not fruity?
Yeah.
What's up with him, yo? You see
Chief.
his belly button?
Hey, Chief.
Um,
Wow. All I'm saying is, can I get some more of these chops ASAP?
You better not eat mine.
Oh, I ain't making no promises.
she gave us Lifesavers fruit tingles. This is the last
Tingles?
one I'm gonna try because y'all don't want me to be hella hyper on the live.
What you mean tingles?
Tingles.
Tangles. It do something to your mouth?
Right.
I'm
Is it
about
like
to let y'all
Lifesaver
know.
Pop Rock?
I'll be the
The
guinea
taste
pig?
test.
taste tester. Are they all one flavor, Shell?
Chitlin
E1,
loaf.
ain't nobody in this live eating the booty noodles. We don't do booty noodles.
Why you get her started on chitlins?
They do fizz.
We're taste testing candy from another country, BX. Cut it out.
Well, what we're allowing you to do is see the joy that we're having. And then when we put in our order with Shell, anybody else who wants some, hit us up. We'll get Shell to send us one big package and we'll disperse it. If you guys want to try something, we don't mind. Just, yeah, shoot us a DM. You know, Shell will send us the package. Are they tingle or do they do something? Why are they called tingles?
They're fizzy.
They're fizzy?
They are fizzy?
Uh-huh. You know, did you guys ever try bottle caps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's like?
They're like bottle caps.
Interesting.
That one just tasted, the green one just tasted like lime.
E1, don't
Yo,
co-sign with BX.
we are low key.
That one, that's my favorite that Shell sent us.
These Redskins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Redskin is low key good. It's kind of like
What
a
you
star.
laughing at, babe?
It's like an annihilator.
Says she not eating nothing called tingle.
Who said that?
313.
Oh, I don't see it in the chat.
Oh wow! Wait, Jesse said that Japan candy be having you swinging at the air. What?
Yo, this
Right.
is low. This is like a. It's like a like an annihilator.
It's good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I fucks with it.
Now we're gonna get into our
The
top
meat and gravy.
episode, which is the 8. Well, not the 8, but 8 uncomfortable truths that we all need to accept. And I went over the list with her. She didn't necessarily agree with some of them, which is fine, but we're going to discuss them. And let me move this over. So the first one is happiness is where you are now or nowhere at all. It's not a new relationship. It's not a new job. It's not a completed goal. And it's not a new item that you bought. Until I give up on that idea that happiness is somewhere else, I'll never be where I am.
That sounds like a tongue-tying long sentence.
Right.
But
I mean,
I think,
low-key facts though.
right.
Like we
Like,
all think. Yeah,
Happy where you're at now, then will you ever be happy?
right. Because I'm pretty sure we all look at stuff and be like, oh, if I had this, I'd be happy, or if I were doing that, I'd be happy, or whatever. But I mean, you gotta find some kind of internal happiness, or everything else is just things.
No, it's not Animal Crossing, E1.
Happiness is Animal Crossing.
Hey, don't come for Animal Crossing or I'll kick you out with the wrench, okay? Okay.
Right.
But I think, like, obviously, happiness is definitely an opinion-based thing. So, like, And I don't think that the statement says you need to be happy all the time or happy where you're at all the time. But if you
Right.
can't find some sort of happiness in what you've made of your life, then I think you're
Right.
kind of just stuck in an endless
Uh,
loop.
Then at that point, then you really need to sit back and reevaluate things and figure out what's the end game. Where like where's what goal is it that you're trying to achieve, or what do you feel is going to make you happy? Because
right.
if you're this at this stage of the game and you still feel this way, um, there's definitely a problem there. I feel.
Right. I mean, damn it, what was I gonna say? Basically, like the problem is people don't really know what happiness is to them. Kind of like you look at things and you think like, oh, this will make you happy. Like if I was rich, I'd be happy. There's a lot of people who are filthy rich and are miserable. There's a
Right.
lot of people
Exactly.
on the gram who are married who are miserable. Like you
Hmm.
said, happiness is where like people stunt all the time thinking that these things make them happy, like sneakers. Because we have like, I mean, I'm happy if I cop a sneaker, but does that sneaker necessarily make things in my life better? No, it's just a material thing that I have that maybe I wanted.
Right.
But like that's the problem. We idolize happiness with material things now, and I mean that's just the way it goes.
But honestly, when is the last time you sat down and actually thought about one, what makes you happy, two, what are you happy about now, and three, what do you want to find happiness in the future?
I mean, honestly, there's probably we live in such a like a fast paced world where it's just go, 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 and we're going through the motions of our daily lives with getting up in the morning, going to work, or whatever it is that we're gonna do. Raising, making sure our family is okay, making sure we're okay, making sure it's food on the table. That I don't think that we actually sit down and take the time to think about that, and that's probably something that we all should probably take back to the table. Once we've concluded the discussion on this live, is like, like what does make me happy? You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah,
feel like I know honestly I haven't stopped to think about that because it's just always go time. I feel
yeah.
like there's not enough hours in the day to sit and think about that because there's always so much to do.
All right.
I can agree, and I think too, like like happiness is a state of mind, but you have to know that you have different categories of happiness. You got your who, your what, your where, your when, and your why. Why are you happy? When are you happy? Who makes you happy? What places have you been to, or like does your home environment create happiness for yourself? And I didn't this and again, this is stuff that people don't stop to think about, but like when I was reading this list, it was like, especially now we have the time to just sit and breathe. And so now I feel like is the time when you should know the who, what, where, when, and why of your happiness, because honestly, you're creating your own happiness.
Right,
You cannot find happiness in another person. Like that can't be your sole source of happiness. Like you can
right,
find happiness in somebody, but you can't just depend on them to then in turn be your entire happiness, because you lose out on so many other aspects if that
right,
person is your sole source of happiness.
right,
Right. Yeah, I think that's something I struggle with like a lot, like in past relationships, thinking like being in a relationship was gonna make you like necessarily happy. I think it was not until I like till like me and Danny got together where she kind of made me forcefully more independent and made me think about the things I like the stuff I was doing. Like if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be customizing. I wouldn't be doing like anything with my art. Probably I'd probably be doing some like lame 9 to 5, being miserable and like doing things that were giving me basically anxiety. But
Mhm.
I think during this pandemic is the time where people are or have the opportunity to figure out what makes them happy, like being trapped in a house with people. I'm sure people are realizing their relationships aren't what they thought. Being out of work, people might be realizing there's something better they want to do. Like a lot of people have become entrepreneurs, which is super dope. Especially anybody who's getting like that pandemic money who used it to, fuel a dream or anything like that. Like even though people are losing businesses in this time, it is also a time for people to start creating businesses because there's different opportunities. Things are going to be done differently going forward, no matter, we don't know for how long, but it's definitely opened a window for people to be able to go different avenues.
I like what Dylan just said. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. I think I agree with that because it should be something that's it doesn't end until you're in the dirt. You should be doing what you need to do to be in that state all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lifelong thing.
Right.
Agreed.
It's a one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is quitting is for winners. Knowing when to quit, change direction, leave a toxic situation, demand more from life, giving up on something or someone that isn't or doesn't want to work with you, and moving on is a very important skill to have. Don't quit because it's hard. Quit because it's miserable and you deserve better. This is something I struggle with daily. I got these eight truths off of a blog, which I'll have the link in the description. So if I'm reading the caption to the 8 reasons, just so you guys know, but I'll have a link to the blog post below. But this one's crazy because I was like, quitting is not for winners, but then when it's explained, it's like, there's a point there.
Yeah, you have to know your peace shouldn't be something that you're willing to compromise. You have to know when something is not working for you. Don't keep doing it for the sake of doing it. If you're getting a result that doesn't suit you or doesn't benefit you, why keep doing it?
Right.
So there comes a point in time where you have to throw in the towel on certain things, and it's not because you can't do it or because you don't want to do it. It just doesn't make sense to do it if it's not working.
Basically, like, yeah, you definitely got to know, like, this, like, when I saw this is like exactly like the whole like, the can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, it's like you're supposed to eat cake. What are you supposed to do with cake? So this is absolutely right. Like, quitting is for winners. Like, why am I going to keep doing something that's not giving me the results I need or deserve? Or, for me, it goes into like relationships, just trying to give energy to someone and you're getting the same results. Like, sometimes you have to, let people go, let things go because it's not working. And that doesn't mean they're a bad person or you're a bad person. It just means, you've moved on or outgrew the situation.
Yes, and that's something that what Jesse said. People, truth, the power of no is powerful. You have to be okay with telling somebody no for your own peace of mind. If this is something that is not good for you, saying no is okay. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't yes something if just because somebody's making you feel guilty or somebody's pressuring you into it. I mean, they'll get over it. No, I feel like it's disturbing my peace, my feng shui over here. I don't think it's good for me, and you should be okay with that.
Yeah. But and then if you're ever in that situation, you have to realize if that person is deciding to cut you off or let you go, that doesn't always have to do with you. It has sometimes it's more to do with them and their needs, and you have to realize that people's needs, like if I were to cut somebody off, my needs are more important at that point. So I'm gonna do what I have to do because I've been in many situations where I stayed because I felt like I was quitting and I couldn't see that the reasons why I was unhappy were my reasons to leave. It was like, oh no, that'll fix itself because, I had tried to fix whatever I felt like was broken. And if only one person is trying to fix a hole in a boat, and you don't have the help of the other person, you're still gonna sink. Like my patch is only gonna hold on for so long, and then we'll sink. And at that point, it's like we put ourselves through so much,
right?
Shit that it's like, okay, well, now do you believe me? Now do you think it's time to end this?
Right.
Dylan just said loyalty makes it hard to quit on relationships and or
Yeah.
toxic environments. It does. It does. And I think this is something that people in general just struggle with, like their loyalty to someone, but the loyalty shouldn't
Be one-sided.
override your your peace. Your peace is something that you should never want to compromise. So if cutting off that relationship or that toxic person is going to give you your peace and your sanity, then you have to make those hard decisions and do it.
Agreed.
Because I've cut off a ton of people, but it's like the hard, like you can even tell by cutting off people. Like maybe you temporarily cut off people just to see if it's the change you need, and the way those people react sometimes tells you everything you need to know.
Yep.
Because some people don't even understand. Like they think it's always about them. Like if I cut somebody off, it's just for me to not be more of an asshole than I might have been being, and it's just me to have my time to figure out whether or not this is something I need in my life. And
Right.
if you can't understand that as someone who's supposedly my friend, then sayonara.
Sayonara. See you later, sucker. Okay. Let's go on to the next. If they really wanted to, they would. Now,
Don't
baby.
even get
Baby.
me started, baby.
When I seen this, I was just like, and I have known this for forever, but it's like this is something that you don't think about when somebody isn't communicating or somebody doesn't want to spend time with you. Like, listen, if they wanted to, they would. But here's the caption that he put with it. If you apply pressure, they might do what you want them to do. If you take the pressure off, they will do what they would rather do. Let them go. Move on. Find something better. I'm stuck in this so bad at the moment. Letting go for me seems like the hardest thing to do for me. Listen, I am reading that from my point of view because
Anai.
me letting go of anything for me is really hard, and I tie it into like me wanting to be loyal or be 10 toes down. But again, at what point of being so loyal and patient to somebody or a relationship or a situation, like at what point is it just not worth it?
Right.
Dillinger says getting spicy in here now.
Right, because this is my biggest. This is the thing I struggle with, because I guess, like I said, as a Cancer, I always feel that people should think like me, and obviously that's not the way the world works. Everyone is individuals, but I just I can never process how I can be so loyal as to do these things for someone and they wouldn't reciprocate willingly if you call yourself my friend. And like they said, applying pressure, like I shouldn't have to apply pressure. And then even when I do, if you do it because I apply pressure, it's not the same. It's just like, oh, you're
Right.
doing it to pacify me. And that's not what I really want. It's what gets you happy in the moment. But then when you think about it, like every time I do something in order for your support, I gotta apply pressure. It's it's too much.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to strong arm or power hold somebody into doing something. Like if they're genuinely for you, they will do it without you even asking, within the blink of an eye. No questions asked. You shouldn't even have to mention it.
Yeah. For me, in any situation, no matter how hurt I am, I feel like when I have to let go, I'm breaking my own heart. But essentially, it's like I've already experienced the hurt. I am just making it worse for myself by not letting it go.
Yep.
And
You're dragging yourself through it. It's like
Yeah.
the scab is picked off and you just
pouring salt in that motherfucker.
yep.
Right. Because I mean, it's always hard to let go, especially when you've grown attached. But
Yeah. And Capricorns and our attachments, baby.
she said, "I'm gonna leave this hook right here in you."
Hey,
The
Coffee with the
next
phone.
one, taking no risk is the biggest risk. You have to risk failure to succeed. You have to risk rejection to be accepted. You have to risk heartbreak to love. If you're avoiding risk, you're risking missing out on life.
Facts. So many
Yeah.
facts in that statement. Like, how do you think these people who are successful in their lives, in pretty much anything in their lives, get there? Because they try and they try and they try again. You're gonna get all the bumps and all the lumps on that journey, but that end game is gonna be well worth it. You have to be okay with failing, and and being upset about it and picking yourself up and brushing yourself off and saying, hey, you know what, that road didn't work, let me try this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely got to put yourself out there. Like, I mean, that
Yeah.
was something I definitely struggled with because, like, I swear, like, I have semi-social anxiety. So, like, before me getting on like live and all that stuff, it was just like I never wanted to do it. People were like, "Oh, come on, let me interview this, that, and the third," and I'm just like, "Nah, it's not for me." And now look at me on a whole YouTube show, like, putting myself out there more. Like, bro, at DC at SneakerCon, going on that stage, baby. That was one of the toughest things I did, but I was like, if I don't do this, then I'm never gonna do it and put myself out there, and then what's that gonna get me? So
Yeah.
313 said I'll be on Tinder like, hey, boo.
she said you gotta take the risk and swipe.
Nah, listen, I ain't getting on no Tinder or whatever.
Tinder
But
is the biggest risk you'll take during quarantine. Hanai.
yeah, I think once you start putting yourself out there, because like, I mean, I've always been social, but people have always had to come to me, and I struggled a lot with putting myself out there. But once I first started with the weekly Instagram lives, it got for me it got better to put myself out there. But YouTube is a whole different ball game, and so I mean, I'm still learning. I've been doing the YouTube thing for over a year, but we've been, consistently as the mature kids doing content for what, three,
3 months.
months, 2 months,
3 months.
something like that. We started in April.
Yeah.
So I'm learning more and more to just put myself out there to people who I wouldn't necessarily talk to, or who might not know that I have, content on YouTube, and just saying, hey, we have an every other week show that I do on YouTube. Can you check it out? And I think when we started this, the channel itself had like 98 subscribers, and now we have like 270, which isn't much, but I mean, it's huge. It's huge that we've only been doing this since April, and now we have almost 300 subscribers. Like,
Right.
that might mean nothing to a whole bunch of other people, but you have to start somewhere.
Right.
313 said that's the reason I started YouTube. That was me, my putting myself out there. Baby, that was some hard ish to do. And I remember when I met 313, was that, where was that, in
When we was in
DC?
DC. Hmm.
Yes, and we met up with her, and she did tell me that she was like that she's trying to force herself to come out of her shell, and because she talks to us on Instagram, but it's totally different when meeting people in real life. Like
Yeah.
she said she booked that flight, and she was like, I'm ready to get out there and mingle with these people that I see on Instagram all the time, and she's definitely been walking in that path. She's like, listen, y'all gonna know me. I am
Cause she
woman. Hear me
she
roar.
definitely she came out there alone. She
Yeah.
came through to our room and we were chilling like pretty much the whole weekend. We went to dinner
Yep.
and everything. So, that's what we got to do. I'm trying to get myself like that because like I be trying to tell myself like, oh, like I'll never go to a show. Like, oh, Danny, we going to the show. Danny can't go. Oh, I ain't going. And that's not good for my business. Danny doesn't
Right.
have to go, but it's not good for me. So I'm trying to get myself used to trying to travel to, shows myself. Unfortunately, pandemic halted that. But it's like my mom used to always tell me, because I was always like super shy, like, what's the worst that could happen? They say no, and then you're right back where you started. So,
Right.
nothing can happen more than them saying no. But if you don't try, you'll never know. So
Exactly.
I agree. And then for me too, the first time I met Word and Danny was SneakerCon Fort Lauderdale, and I was debating even going to that SneakerCon in general because, one, it was the first time that I traveled that far by myself. And I used to be that person that couldn't go anywhere alone. Like I had to have my brother, my significant other at the time. And so that whole trip for me was like life changing because I went by myself. I went for a week. I went by myself and then I met all these people at SneakerCon. And I think that year I went to like 4 or 5 sneaker cons. But like Word mentioned, going on stage at a sneaker con is so nerve wracking. Like my first panel was at SneakerCon Bay Area, and I think it's the anxiety is 10 times worse because this is where I am from. So like I knew a lot of the people that were there, and so it was even worse for me. Like my hands were sweating. It was pretty bad. But like once you get up there and you start talking, you don't even really think about who's listening or who's watching you at the time, because I think they streamed that panel on some type of live. I haven't seen it, but you know, people were watching me and I didn't even know. But I think just taking the steps to put yourself out there and you know, little by little you'll get more comfortable with it.
Yep.
Right.
Coming out of that cocoon.
Yeah, I think SneakerCon has made that a little bit easier, like for us, because I mean, essentially, you know, before, like we're all basically going to meet a bunch of strangers that we talk to via the internet. It's like kind of like the thing that they told you not to do back in the day of like AOL, like don't meet strangers. And here we are, just really like when we first met Shell for the first time in DC, we went to her where she was staying, her what do you call it?
Her Airbnb.
Her Airbnb, and she just hopped in the car with us. We could have kidnapped her. But it just, you know, you develop these relationships, you put yourself out there, and, you know, hopefully it goes good.
She came all the way from Australia, got in the car on the side of the road.
Like, and then after she got in and we drove off, she's like, you know what, you guys could, like, kidnap me, and I wouldn't even know, like that was good.
We're so bad.
And I think when you travel by yourself or when you do anything by yourself, I think you kind of exude this confidence about yourself without even trying. But it's just like going out into the world alone you give out a certain kind of confidence that I think draws people in.
Yep.
It's tough. My mom does it all the time. She's like, yeah, I'm going to the movies. I was like, oh, who you going with? She's like, by myself. I'm like, by yourself? Like, I feel like it's blasphemous to go to the movies alone, even though I hate when people talk to me during the movies. Like, it's I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a people person. I don't really like to do things alone, but you know, if I have to, I guess. Danny, I see that.
I guess. She said, I guess.
I guess. You know, Danny always tries to make me do stuff. She's like, you don't need to wait for me to go. I'm like, but I do. My anxiety tells me I need to wait for you.
The next one is call yourself out. I think the reason we keep making the same mistakes is that our ego prevents us from taking responsibility for our own bullshit and our own mistakes.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, baby.
I think that's something I've become very good with lately with my public rants. The one thing I will say is, though, even though I get mad and I react quickly, I am never above apologizing or knowing when I did something wrong and publicly stating it if I need to. Like, you know, we're all human. We all have reactions, but I think what makes you a better person is how you handle the situation after the fact. So.
And we listen to understand. We don't listen to react.
Yep.
And this is what we're going through with Word right now.
I listen to understand.
I think all of us can learn from that is like if you actively listen, then you don't have to react and be defensive right away. Because, you know, if you're listening to a problem that somebody has, not necessarily with you, but a situation you're in, or even you, like just listen to understand where they're coming from instead of reacting, because, you know, you give yourself a lot of unwanted headaches when you don't.
That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth.
I got 2 hands. I got these hands. 2 of them.
Catch these hands and these feet.
Not catch these types.
Closure is a choice, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I have always been the type of person to believe that you need closure in order to move on with the situation. And boy, did I get myself into some for not realizing that I can choose to close that chapter in my
Yep.
book. I
Yep.
don't have to leave the pages there. I can just flip and let it go.
Yep.
It's so hard though. Like, like when you always feel like you want a definitive, like, a definitive thing that says, all right, this is done, or
Yep.
like if you give someone, like if we're fighting and I give you this whole, speech and you just don't say anything, you're just like, okay. Like Danny, oh my God, bro. She gives me such a headache because she doesn't argue the way I want her to. Like I get mad about something and I'll spaz out about it and she'll be like, okay, you'll be all right. And then she walks off. There's nothing worse than arguing with someone who won't argue with you back. Like, don't let me yell at you for 20 minutes and then you go play Animal Crossing. That's not what we're going to do.
That's what she does. But closure isn't an apology or justice or answers. If the situation made you feel awful, seeking closure by reopening it is just insanity. Closure isn't something anyone can give you. Closure is moving on. Closure is our choice.
Facts. Because sometimes you're not going to get that apology. You're not going to get the answer to those questions that you want. So you have
Yep.
to be okay with that to say, you know what? This ain't going to work out for me. Peace.
Yep. And um I think sometimes like if you're in a long-term relationship and you're cheated on, I think a lot of the times you look for the answer as to why that person cheated on you, but essentially that person cheating on you says a lot more about them than it does about you or even the
Right.
situation
That's
because they
their flaw, not
chose
yours.
not to, yeah, exactly. They chose not to close whatever it was they had with you first before
I won't
moving on.
I won't fully agree with that. Like, I mean, obviously, it's not your fault for them doing something wrong. But in watching, what's the thing we watch with the hip hop, uh, the marriage boot camp, and the marriage boot camp, they Willie from Day 26 is on there with his wife, and he cheated with 12 women. I mean, that's OD or whatever. But
But that says
the
more about him than his wife.
not necessarily because the doctor was saying like obviously he messed up as a husband and a man,
Yeah.
but he was also asking Willie, what is it like, what made you do this, or what do you feel like you weren't getting at home that made you do this? So I mean, sometimes people just cheat because they're selfish and they just want to do things, and then sometimes people cheat for reason like they feel like they're lacking something, which is still selfish because you should talk to that person first. But I mean, there might be a reason why they felt like they want to do it, or maybe I think he was saying like the way she talks to him is crazy. So not to say that warrants
Right.
cheating, but basically every time maybe he tries to talk to her about a situation, she kind of disrespects him as a man, and
But
maybe he just doesn't
with
want to deal
12
with it.
women,
Well, yeah, no, there's no excuse for that. But I'm just saying the first time it happened, once it happens the first time, it's probably just like, well, she took me back. So now if I don't feel like, what I'm saying, and then she cheated also as a retaliation. So now you guys are just in this endless cycle raising kids while you're cheating on each other. It's a crazy thing.
Well, cheating is definitely situation based, but I still think that somebody who's cheated on shouldn't automatically place that blame on them.
Mhm.
Because it's easy to say, oh, it was my fault, it was my fault. But at what point do you give somebody their like take in the situation? Because listen, I didn't lay down with that other person, you did.
right?
But I may have said something, or there may have been something you brought to my attention that I did not even attempt to fix. That part I get, but
Mhm.
I think every situation is a little bit different. But
Right. Because I mean, basically, it's like instead of cheating, just leave if you're not getting what you need. But maybe that situation isn't enough to make you want to leave. But at the moment, you just need the comfort of someone else. I don't know. I mean, there's reasons for everything. Cheating is not okay, but it
Jeezy said he
happens.
never understood closure.
I don't. I guess it's like I guess you just feel like you can't let go of something until you know like why, or whose fault, or like there needs to be blame somewhere. You need to have a reason as to why it happened or whose fault it was that it happened to have a peace of mind. But that's where you got to think differently.
You're not always gonna get that.
Mhm.
Sometimes some people are just there for a season, and that's it. Their purpose is no longer uh beneficial to you. It's just not suiting. It's not for you. It's not going to be for your needs. Every situation that you come in contact, whether it's friendship, a relationship, like a companion, there's it's there. It's a part of your life, your growing experience. And some people are their time is up, and it's time to move on from that. Some people you outgrow. There's some people that are going to be there for life, and some people that are going to be there for a small part of your life. And you have to be okay with that.
Yeah, agreed.
Very
Jill
true.
said, if something is missing from a relationship, work it out or finish it. Cheating isn't going to work it out.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's not gonna work it out, but I mean, I guess it depends on what's lacking. Like maybe some people feel like whatever's lacking that they need to go find elsewhere is not big enough to leave them. Because like with the like in the same show with Vado and Tahiri, he was basically mentally cheating by talking about his relationship to his baby mother, and she felt violated, like that was cheating because I guess he felt like he could talk to her. So I mean, people don't always physically cheat. Sometimes it's
Right.
just being able to bond
Emotionally
with someone.
cheating.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. Basically, it goes back to our relationship episode, communication. If people are honest with each other and communicate with each other instead of just caring about their own selfish needs, we would have less problems.
Yep.
Agreed. The next one is, if you're happy alone, you'll be happier together.
Let the
There is
church
no
say
kind of
amen.
affection that can fill the void in a person who doesn't love themselves. If someone pushes someone away from them, that can be good to them. It's their choice. There is no independency. Until we have a healthy relationship with ourselves, we won't make healthy decisions about someone else. I am also working through this as we speak.
All facts. Facts. That's all facts.
Yes. And I think a lot of the time when, people are lonely, they look for affection to fill the void. And
Yeah.
it's just something that we as human beings can't really help. But
Right.
um
You you have to learn to be okay with yourself and be
yeah.
happy with yourself before taking on someone as a companion.
Right. Well, I
I
mean,
I'm an extremely affectionate person too. So it took me a while to learn that like I can't feel whatever void I was going through at the time with affection from someone who either didn't care about what I was going through or just wasn't a situation I should have been in to begin with.
Right.
this is true.
Word, how do you feel about this one?
I mean, I'm definitely not a loner, and like I said, I'm an affectionate person, so it's definitely hard to find happiness alone before you try to find it in someone else. But I mean, it's a whole deal with like mental health and just taking the time, because like I mean, people if more people took the time out to know what makes them happy, then you would know what you want when it goes into a relationship. Like especially the people who always say like, oh, I always find this type of person or this bad type of person, and sometimes you need to look at yourself. Like some people say, what is it what is it in you that's attracting ain't shit niggas, as like my like my mom used to say to her friends. Like you got to think about what it is that's making you attract that kind of person,
Fix your pheromones. Fix your pheromones, people.
or what's
Right.
making you allow that type of person to disrespect you.
Yeah. And if you allow a continued behavior, they're going to be like, oh, well, I guess this is okay.
Hmm. Put some respect on my name.
Okay. This is the last one. It is not your job to fix damaged people.
Baby.
Baby. Our responsibility to help someone will never outweigh their responsibility to help themselves. I have the problem of giving all of myself to others to try to make them happy and in the process losing my own happiness. Mostly that attachment is an issue about myself. I am a giver, but it seems to hurt me more than help me.
Yep. You cannot
Baby.
fix broken people. they will pull you down with them.
And it's crazy because I think for me, I've always been a nurturer, so it's hard for me not to want to fix somebody else's problems. But in the long run, if I keep trying to fix their problem, one, I think I am making their problem worse, but then I'm putting a burden on myself that I shouldn't.
Yep. 100% facts here.
Look, I am the like this whole one is my whole life. Trying to hold on and fix. Can't do it anymore. But now I'm worried that I might just let go of people too fast. Now it's just like, you know what, whatever.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
If it costs you your peace of mind, it's too expensive.
That part. Make that a t-shirt. Preach it.
Right. Make it a sticker. Put it on a bumper.
Preach it. Daddy.
Jazzy.
Yo, I can't. I cannot.
Okay, 313.
Basquiat skeeting in mad late. We see you trying to come in through the back door.
Okay.
Right.
That's because he was too
Friend,
busy
we're
posting
on at
fake
the same
shots.
time every other Sunday. How you forget?
Yes, 313. I remember we had a conversation like via I think text message where you were telling me about this and telling me how much happier, how much lighter and free you feel since doing that, and you smile more too.
Right. I mean, there's nothing better than moving on and seeing somebody is doing way worse without you. That's the ultimate goal. Like, oh, you tried it. You tried it.
What you was at, a cookout, Basquiat?
Right, with that
Stay on
good
cookout.
salad.
His
No, he was
aunt
out
in
here.
them house.
He was
had
out
the
here posting
ambrosia.
he was out here posting his top model shots. You didn't see his last post?
I did see that, his audition shot. Heard you.
He's trying to make the squad richer.
You better. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, right. Because if not, then we calling you out on every single episode.
He said on God's sandwich.
The ones Monica had on, the white ones.
Them Air Jesus 13s.
They's about a size 24.
Danny.
Yes. Sorry. Focus here.
I feel like we should show Basquiat's headshot on the live.
Ooh.
Let me pull it up.
I got it.
Oh.
It's black and white. Look at him. He looking like a model or whatever. Go, friend.
Right. Out here looking like a snack. A snack that has an owner, but a snack.
Right. Still, that's somebody else's snack.
Right. We don't want anybody jumping in the DMs, but still a snack.
Right.
You say that because
baby.
He's the bro.
He said, no, too late. Sorry, friend.
He said quarantine where?
That's his model comp card. He got his stats written on the back of that.
He's quitting his job.
In my mind, that's how my fro looks, but it definitely doesn't.
Nah, it don't.
Baby.
Don't co-sign my struggle.
She had to wear the fit to distract from the hair.
Right. Oh, shout out!
Said back to Tinder.
Shout out to Joel Santana, who's free. They let Santana out. New music coming, mixtape.
Him and them teeth, they free?
Yo.
No.
Because his teeth definitely look like a set of piano keys in his mouth.
You guys are aggy.
Yo.
Plenty of fish. Oh, nah.
What in the world? What is going on in here?
Listen, I'm gonna let I'm gonna let it happen naturally. I'm not going on no dating sites.
Yeah, I was telling them we need to do an episode where we try all these dating sites. Like
No.
just try to come on, just like for a week.
Baby.
For a week we make profiles on these sites and see what happens.
For
No.
real.
No.
Listen, his teeth is definitely capital letters. They big.
Yo, he talk different. Like I don't even know if I can listen to a Jewel's mixtape with them teeth.
He talk like his gums don't part because he got gum
Right.
and then teeth.
He is definitely boo loving. We'll see how long they stay happy.
313 said Tinder is the reason I pay for premium YouTube. Bruh.
Wait, what?
Nah, listen, y'all gotta stop it with the fuckery right now. We're not going back to MySpace.
MySpace.
No.
But boss guy, you can't tell me his teeth ain't big. They are huge.
I want to meet the doctor that's giving these people these teeth and not giving any F's about it.
Yo, I feel like the doctor that is doing their teeth, he's literally fitting a mold in like a horse's mouth. And then they come in like, Doc, fix up my smile. And he just put these capital letter teeth in their mouth. And everyone now speaks for the list.
Get her.
Oh my
Because you just got this
y'all
much
can
mouth
have Danny, okay? You can have her.
and this much teeth.
Somebody come get her.
Anyway.
But it's like that with plastic surgery too. I feel like they got one plastic surgery mold. It's cat lady. Like make me look like a sleepwalker.
Everyone looks like a sleepwalker. Everyone.
Okay, that's where I cut them off because we're done with today's episode. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat. Shout out to everybody who gave us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you do that. And as Skip would say, ting-a-ling-a-ling, that little bell so you get notified when we are about to go live.
Yes.
Ting-a-ling.
Tell a friend to tune in.
Facts. We're on the road to 300 subs right now.
Right. Tell them at 350 subs, we're going to raffle off a date with Hella Lace.
Villager want the Hustle Man gummies. Fifth flow.
Chaperone by
do that to me, though? I'm the only single one on the channel right now.
We're gonna double. We're not gonna let you go out alone. We're gonna have a double date situation. We're gonna be monitoring the whole thing.
Y'all hear that?
We're gonna raffle off a date with Hella.
Baby.
Oh, hold on, 313. I said ting-a-ling-a-ling, the bell. And this is just a candy, okay? That was given to me, baby.
Hella says she's looking for that tingle.
Tingles. Fruit tingles.
Right, yeah. We got to set up Shell a Tinder account so we can get her over here to the States permanently.
Yeah.
Once they let people out of Australia.
Where is the end live button? I can't deal with you guys no more. Oh, goodness. Guys, I am Hella Laced, a.k.a. Hella Yams.
And it's your favorite customizer, Word Customs.
And they saved the best for last. Once again, Danny Nicole, a.k.a. Caramel Wonder. Hashtag TechBay. If you ain't following me, you better follow me. My story updates be live and lit. And don't forget to hit that link, buy some socks, grab a t-shirt or a bracelet. And I'm out. Peace.
Bye, guys.